What are you eating there?
I am playing with some Velcro tape thing. There's a bunch of stuff behind me, and I sit in my chair when I record videos, and so I was switching a bunch of stuff around on the weekend. So I'm just fidgeting right now, waiting for this thing to kick off. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good, man. I do the exact same thing at my desk. I play around with my vape all day.
Yeah, that's what I do too, man.
Hey, man, you got to keep yourself busy.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm super ADHD, so like if I'm just sitting still for a second, it's not good. So I'm constantly doing stuff behind the computer here.
Oh, I get that. I get that.
All right. Well, we can start a minute early. It's fine. All right, guys. So today we're welcoming the Thor team. I know Thor's kind of been taking the node scene or the ring slash katana slash the whole scene by storm. And this is actually one of my favorite projects right now in that scene. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves? Who are you? What do you do for Thor? And a little bit about maybe your background. Whoever wants to start.
Sure. I'll start it off here. So my name is Nilok1229. As you can see, I am a low-key here on the server. I've been a long-time community member of the Thor project here. I've been a crypto investor now since 2016, 2017. Have been in the DeFi space realistically since Ohm came out. I've been doing as much as I possibly can in this industry. I've been lucky enough to be able to do crypto full time for a few years now, and recently have been added onto the Thor team here to help us really build out our community and introduce the way that we feel like these node programs should be done.
Cool, cool, cool. Preacher, what about you, friend? What's your background? How long you been working for the project, and a little bit about yourself, if you can.
Hey, so my name is Preacher. So I'm one of the lead developers in this project. So I've been here right from the start. So I've been through all the storm and everything, and we've been piecing everything together, trying to get the perfect protocol out so that our users will have a great experience. So yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in the crypto space for a few years now. I'm a software developer by profession, so I've worked on smart contracts right from the time of Ethereum, and I've moved on to other chains, and I can basically work on any blockchain at the moment. So that's my area of expertise, building smart contracts and things like that. So yeah, that's it about me.
Wow, you're definitely one to have handy then, huh? It sounds like you know a lot. That's really good. Why don't we do this, guys? For the people that don't know what Thor is, why don't you guys explain who you guys are, what your project's about, and how a little bit about how people can participate.
Well, I mean, obviously, we are all aware of the recent boom in the DeFi as a service space, operating out nodes, protocol pools, where we're essentially pooling together assets into a massive treasury, investing that into multiple different DeFi protocols, and returning those rewards back to our node holders. We have decided to take a slightly different spin to it than potentially some of the other protocols. We've really prioritized openness, transparency, and honesty within our community. So if you head over to a Discord server, you'll see how active all of the mods and admins are on the server. We've maintained a full public treasury. We've also already had 2 votes from our community on what protocols that we have entered. We've already put $100,000 into time, and we are making a $150,000 investment into Strong. All of this has been done within just the 5 days of us being released. We really are trying to build something very cool, very big, and keep everybody updated and communicate with everybody through the entire process. We're all about treasure. We're all about openness. We're all about transparency, and we're all about everyone knowing exactly what the protocol is doing and having their say in it.
Cool, cool, cool. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on with, Ring and the code and stuff like that. Can you guys kind of explain, what is wrong with, I mean, if you guys can explain it, what is wrong with Ring and how you guys have managed to kind of fix your code so you don't have the same issues?
I'm going to defer to Preacher on that simply for the fact that I don't have the development experience and I
Sure.
certainly don't want to be talking out of my butt.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Preacher, can you explain? Everyone knows Ring because it was the first mover in this kind of area in this space, and we've all know what kind of problems that it's been having. But can you explain those problems for everybody that might not have the technical side to understand it?
Okay, so basically the first issue with Ring was the security issue, like some of the functions, or let me say like some of the commands that you could make with the contract were not really protected. So that was the first issue with Ring. So basically that was how it was exploited. And when we created a fork of Ring and we were reviewing the code and we saw this issue, we tried to mitigate it in Tor by adding some kind of permissions and things like that that protected our code from external exploits. And the second issue was the distribution issue, which was not really scalable, actually, because as the number of nodes grew, it became apparent that you needed a lot of gas to actually distribute rewards. So by the time you get to 10,000 nodes, 3,000 nodes, and things like that, you start getting issues distributing rewards, and that was a big bottleneck for a community that we expect to grow to thousands and hundreds of thousands of users. So we decided that this needs to be fixed, and those are the two major things that we actually fixed, and with what we got everything working in Tor now.
Yeah, so I think too what it was, right? So with Rings, a skilled person that understood code and know what to do, they could create nodes basically for free. That was the first
Yeah,
issue. And then the second issue was then the same skilled person could also send rewards to a particular wallet, correct?
yeah, that it, the person could also like adjust the price of the nodes, the
Yeah.
rewards, and things like that. So it was really a big issue, to be honest, and it's good that we kind of figured it out before we created the fork. And our store was actually the first one that got this fixed and was the first one that was really working.
Great. And so I know you guys are able to update your code without having to migrate to a new contract. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, because the protocol was like really huge, and we decided like, okay, we need to be able to like adjust this protocol based on the number of users that we have, or if we want to like expand our product. So we kind of added some optionalities, something like that, to allow us to do some upgrades without actually changing our core contract. And that was really important because once we started feeling the scaling issue the first time at 3,000 nodes, we saw that creating a node was quite expensive. It cost about $15, which was really high for on Avax. So and we realized that this cost will continue going up, and we decided we need to fix this. So we came up with a way to improve the distribution method. So basically, we don't need that amount of gas. In fact, the distribution is actually gasless. It doesn't use gas. Doesn't cost any fee to distribute rewards. So basically, that's how we got that to work now. And now everyone is receiving their rewards. Like every second, you have your reward, and you can claim at any time and things like that. So basically, we fixed that issue, and everything is working smoothly at the moment. And at this point, I think we can scale to about 1 million nodes. Like I think it depends on the network, but I think we have really solved those scaling issues.
To
Man,
my
a million nodes. That's a high achievement, man. And I'm sorry, Nick. What were you gonna say, Nilak?
Oh, I was
What were
just
you
gonna say. I was just gonna say the ability to consistently get your rewards in real time rather than waiting for an arbitrary 4-hour timer is also one of the first of the markets that we've been lucky enough to be able to achieve. Also, being able to cut down our gas by about 30 times was pretty much a game changer and has just allowed more people to access Asgard and more people to make nodes.
Nah, man, you guys are doing everything right. I mean, when I look at other projects, like Ring, like Katana, I know that they have not done any type of investments, and you guys have already made two. And we'll get. I know you kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but we'll dig into that a little bit more, a little bit further down the line here. Let's back up a little bit and let's talk about the team. How many people on the team? Are you guys bringing more people on? What does it look like behind the scenes with Thor right now?
Right now we have 5 community members on the community team. So we're the ones who are handling over the community side and informing keeping everybody in the line of communication going. To my knowledge, I think we have 5 developers on the actual development side of the team. Obviously, as the protocol expands and as our community continues to grow, we've been growing at a pretty astonishing rate right now. We will be adding more people on as needed. But yeah, no, our priority is to maintain a smooth running protocol and community for our people, for our Asgardians.
Awesome, man. And walk me through, are you guys working on any type of KYC? I mean, are any of the members of the team ever going to be doxxed? Are you guys working towards an audit? What's going on in that type of area for the project?
Our contract audit was submitted 3 days ago, so we are expecting that back relatively soon. And as soon as that is done, we will be posting that out in announcements. I have talked to the developers, one-on-one, and I am pushing towards doing a rug doc KYC. Obviously in this space, anon devs are the norm, but
Yeah.
with the element of transparency that we're trying to provide with our project here, we're ideally looking to provide security to our investors. So that may not be making everyone's identity publicly known, but using a third party to verify identities is always a good practice in my mind.
No, that's great. Can you share with us what company you went with for the audit? What can we expect, or is that kind of on the DL until it comes out?
It's a little bit on the DL, but I will say both Solidity Finance and HasX are both companies that we've submitted our audit for. And we are in the process right now. I just got confirmation of submitting KYC information, so that will also be out momentarily.
Brilliant, man. That's what we want to hear, guys. I mean, we know that a lot of devs are anonymous these days, but even if you KYC just a 1 or 2 members, maybe not on the development side, but maybe on the front end of the project, it does give people a lot more the security feeling, as you said. So
Without a, I'm also open as the protocol continues to expand and as we become more and more solidified within this space. I'll talk to the developers themselves. I am more than willing to dox myself publicly. I've already put my first name out there. I mean, if you look at my username, I'm pretty sure you could figure it out. I try to keep myself very open. I have nothing to hide.
No, that's good. Oh, hey, Gabe just jumped up here. Maybe he has some questions here towards the end. Also, just going back here now, now that we kind of got the KYC and the audit stuff, that's really good that you guys have already done that. I think you guys, as far as doing anything first mover in the projects, kind of like in your same category, you guys have done more than enough in the first week alone than some of these other projects that have been out for several weeks and haven't done anything. So tons of respect goes to you guys for actually getting the project launched, getting things figured out, and actually doing what you say you're going to do, because that is the biggest thing in this space, right? And so also just the tokenomics, right? So we have 1 million Thor tokens after the burn, right? So can you walk us through why you guys decided to burn the tokens and what that looked like?
I'm gonna let Preacher take over that. Just simply for he's really much an expert on the tokenomics side of things.
Awesome.
So pretty much we looked at the economics of what Ring did and how that actually worked, because it was a really robust system and it's actually helped the system grow and the price grow. So basically it was an attractive option for users because they could actually get a valuable reward for the nodes that they create. So we followed that same footstep, like creating 20 million tokens and burning about 19 million, and the about 10,000 tokens were used to create the initial liquidity. So but the rest of the tokens are now part of the distribution and rewards pool. So basically, the goal was to have a very high number of remaining tokens as distribution rewards. So we could actually sustain this project for a very, very long time. So that was the plan.
No, that's great. Disappointed. Did you have something that you'd like to add real quick?
Oh yeah, so I just wanted to say, hey everyone. Most of you know me if you're members. My name's Disappointed, and just wanted to say, kind of to back up what Crypto Sensei was just saying. I think transparency is everything. And to be very honest and not biased, and I know that's very hard, but I just want to say, these guys have been very transparent, and the community vibes are very real, right? I think anytime there's a community vote thrown out in terms of what's being done with the Treasury, they respect that, they honor it, and they follow through. So that's all I wanted to say. I mean, these guys are wonderful. They honestly listen to pretty much every recommendation or improvement that's been thrown out there, and I know they're really considering it hard. So just wanted to say, I really appreciate that, and just continue to be transparent. And I think the project will speak for itself. So that's all I really wanted to say.
Right on, brother. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Um,
Also, oh yeah, sorry, preacher. Did you want to say something, or was that Noah?
That was me.
Okay,
I also just wanted to go a little bit more into the tokenomics side of
let's
things.
do it.
Yeah. Well, when we just for the process of the protocol itself, we've noticed that without having a consistent form of revenue for the protocol, most of the structures of these kind of projects often end up looking very Ponzi-ish. So that's the reason in the first week here we really wanted to demonstrate that that is not a model that we're looking to follow. That is not a that's not a process that we agree with. And so we wanted to prioritize revenue being produced from the actual investments that the protocol has made. So in that process, we have already made two investments into two different protocols. The first one, as voted by the community, was $100,000 into the Time protocol. All of the revenue generated from that investment itself will be going to buy back Thor tokens at market price, helping to stabilize our price point as well as replenish the reward pools. We just completed the other day a second vote for another $150,000 use of our treasury. That's going into the Strong protocol. We are making that investment today, and just like how we did with Time, we will be posting the public transactions and updating our treasury so the public can be fully informed of exactly what positions our protocol has going on right now.
So, so $150,000 investment in Strong at 5,000. Let's say it's about $5,000 a node right now. You're looking to build 30 nodes today. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, we're working out what we're trying to do is we're trying to really rationalize the best rate of returns, right? So
Yep.
whether that's completely focusing purely on building out nodes or potentially splitting that between reward pools and nodes, we're still evaluating what the best rate of return is going to be for the protocol. Whatever the final decision is made on that, of course, will be made public, and we will be providing TX IDs for all of those.
Great, man. That you guys, transparency is your middle name at this point. So keep that up because that is one of the strongest things that you can have. And I think just listening to this AMA, if even in the first 15 minutes of this project, people are really understanding how transparent you guys are, and that's extremely important. Going really back to the tokenomics. So we got 1 million Thor tokens. It's 10 tokens to make a node. Every day we're getting 0.7 Thor per day, right? And then there's a 10% claim fee. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And then just to kind of go understand where these rewards or these 10 tokens are going. 7 Thor are transferred to the rewards pool.
Yes.
One Thor is added to the liquidity pool, 50% Thor, 50% AVAX.
Yes.
And 2 Thor are transferred to the marketing team wallet to ensure stabilization of the whole project and the token growth. Did I get that right?
You got that right. I mean, obviously, we don't draw from the protocol. We don't draw from the treasury in order to continue to advance our protocol. So we wanted it to spell out in our tokenomics right away exactly what's going towards the future use and development of the protocol so we can continue to, build out more nodes, have a larger treasury, and to be able to make larger pulls into different DeFi protocols.
No, that's great. And then can you walk us through what type of team tokens were given, and are those locked up for a period of time, or did the team have them? Can you walk us through any of that?
0 team tokens.
Wow, 0 team fair launch.
This was a complete and utter fair launch.
Wow, man, I didn't know that point. So that's even more strong in your guys's in your corner. So that's good. How sustainable are the rewards, right? 0.7 a day, right? I'm making a node for 10 Thor, and within, what is it, like 18 to 19 days, I'm basically getting my 10 tokens back. How sustainable is that? And will rewards change in the future?
Rewards are open to changing. I mean, obviously, the reward disbursement is due to the actual returns from the DeFi protocols. This is not a pay off old investors with new investors money deal. So, obviously, we're paying a lot of attention to what kind of revenues will be produced from the protocols investments. And of course, as the runway changes, we will be changing the rewards. However, whenever we're making any form of reward changes, we will be absolutely giving ample notification to our community, who will have more than advance notice. We once again, not just transparency, but communication is key for us. That's really what my position here on this project. I make sure that the entire community is made aware of any changes or anything that's being affected to the protocol or anything that we're doing in the future. It's very important that our community knows that we got their back, and we really care for them, and we want to make sure that everyone knows exactly what's going on at all times.
No, man, that's super important. I know you guys are not barely a week old here, not even. Have you guys looked out to partnerships with other projects, or as far as are you thinking of looking at any kind of exchange listings? Walk us through that kind of stuff.
We are absolutely looking at exchange listings. We've just had our CoinGecko and CMC listings become live. We're looking to get the logo updated on them. Yes, as for partnering with other protocols and other projects, I'm not sure if anybody here is part of any other node programs, but you may recognize me as a admin on a couple other ones. I am looking to really build out a network of high quality DeFi as a service programs on different chains, and allow, essentially have a union to where we can vouch for each other's legitimacy and trustworthiness, to really avoid bad actors or anybody in this space that may not be doing things correctly.
That's interesting. So here, I walk me down this. So what other projects, if you can talk about them, what other ones are you kind of leading? And then, what would that look like? I mean, let's say you're working for Power or something, or let's
You
just say
named it.
Ring as an example. Huh?
Well, you named the protocol. So I'm
Oh,
also
interesting.
yes, I am also an admin on the Power server. I am the Power man on the Power server. I've had a great conversation with the devs over there. And what we're looking to do is really we want to be able to create a network of protocols on different chains that all act in a symbiotic relationship with each other. And for us to be able to essentially form a union of trustworthy protocols, to be able to offer trust and value to our investors, so they know that if they're going to invest in another protocol on another chain, that protocol is operating correctly.
So could we? This would be very interesting. Could we see Thor buying Power nodes and Power buying Thor nodes at some
Uh,
point here?
I mean, that's something that I'm certainly not at the liberty to discuss.
Got it. Okay.
Well, I mean, obviously, Power is brand new, and the devs
Yeah.
are, still, they're getting their ropes ready here.
Yeah.
But obviously, as long as the devs over there continue to stay as transparent and open as the Thor devs are, that is what the plan is. We really want to create a symbiotic relationship between different chains, different chains, node services acting essentially as DAOs. We want to be a little more picky and choosy with the people that we choose to team up with. We hold ourselves to a very high standard, and anybody that we do partner with is expected to be held up to that same standard.
No, I like it. And so are you gonna, just real quickly, are you gonna be here on Friday when I talk to the Power team? Are you gonna be there to speak for them as well, or is that somebody else?
Look, there is another admin who is, a fantastic admin as well over on the Power team. That's still in discussions. I'm more than happy to speak on their behalf as well. Obviously, I want to have a sit down talk with their devs, just to confirm that everyone is on the same page. Again, for me, as an investor, I wasn't a part of this team from the very beginning. It's very important for me. I've been burned before on DAS protocols. I want to make sure that that's not happening in the future, and anyone that we team up with is going to be held to the same standard. We're trying to build out a true DeFi as a service protocols here, as well as a true network of trustworthy places that good investors can ape into.
No, that's great, man. And back to Thor. I know you guys are working on the website, kind of updating, what it looks like and things like that. What other, investments, or do you guys have like a calendar or a schedule of when you guys are going to be doing these next investments, or is it per 1,000 nodes or 2,000 nodes? That's when you guys make a new investment. Is there any kind of like schedule or written out how that's going to work?
We have a system in place for how we're electing and how often we're choosing to enter in new protocols. Obviously, I don't want to let all the secrets out of the bag yet.
Yeah, no
We got a lot of things up our sleeve and a lot of things cooking right now. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
All
But
right.
of course, as time goes on, we are looking to become more and more public with the schedules, more and more public with the decisions, and more public with what's happening in the back end on the team side of things.
Man, they picked the right person to come up here and speak. I do these AMAs a lot, and you're pretty on it. So that's great. Is there anything maybe that I haven't asked that you would like to talk about before we kind of bring up some people from the audience? Because the audience questions, those are always really the best ones. So I really want to get some people up here. Is there anything that maybe I haven't asked that you want to
Um,
talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to say, we are aware of, what the public website and DApp looks like right now.
Yep.
We are currently beta testing. We've actually had about 20 members of our community already beta test the new DApp, and I've seen the new website. It's very great. It's a
Yeah, it
nice
looks good.
update. It's certainly coming down the pipeline here. Should be out very soon. And we're also working on releasing our white paper as well, ASAP as well. Once again, everyone needs to be aware of who we are, exactly how we operate, and that happens from not only just communication and transparency, but also providing resources so people can read up on us.
Great. Gabe, what you got?
Hey, so I think okay, so let me just retrace that. So we got kind of like a union you're kind of forming right now, Locke, and I think you kind of explained that in terms of, making sure people are kind of invested in verified, other node projects similar to this. Got the white paper coming up. Um, and so I guess my question is, and if you can tell us something, great. If not, I understand. Is there any other maybe, hints or alpha that you can maybe drop about maybe what's to come with Thor? I know in the space there's other projects that are doing some kind of exciting things. So, and maybe you touched upon this and I might have missed it, but is there any alpha maybe you can drop, for the listeners on maybe what's to come or maybe something that, might be cooking up so people can be prepared and kind of maybe move their bags if they need to.
Well, without going into a hell of a lot of detail here, I have my eyes in all of the different protocol servers. I am aware of what they're doing, and there's some great ideas that are being done and some really cool moves that are being done. Fractionalization of our nodes is going to be a very big thing moving forward. It's going to be a absolute point of contention for us. It's a priority that gets done relatively quickly. We also want to improve the voting process on our Treasury. The Treasury is currently public right now, and the voting from our community is done primarily through our Discord verified node owners. We want to have a easier connection directly into the DApp for our verified node owners to be able to vote. So we have some very cool things down the line. I'm also right now we're looking significantly at ways that we can alleviate people consistently selling rewards and encouraging holding. So whether that's done through specific discounts for people who are holding on to their tokens, or whether we look at a staking option or something like that, we're looking at those presently right now. And obviously you guys can see how fast we've been working here. We're less than a week in and we've done all of this already. It won't be long until we have those points in practice as well.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I think the fractionalization is huge, obviously, because some people see it as a barrier with price, so that's big. And then the staking, I really like. I mean, I'm sure most of us know a little bit about game theory at this point, and kind of where the whole 3-3 and kind of staking momentum really came from. But I like staking. Kind of to your point, it alleviates a little bit of that sell pressure. and I think it kind of locks in people for the long-term ride, and that's
Well,
what we
we
want.
also want to reward our holders. I also want to specify that we've just introduced an NFT competition in our Discord as well. We're asking any of our Asgardians who are good at graphic design to help us design our NFT. We're a big fan of the strong model NFT, with the NFTs being tied to nodes and producing more rewards. If you're a designer, please get over to our Discord there and submit some designs. We will be choosing a winning design relatively soon here, and the winner will be getting perpetual royalties on that NFT.
Oh, so please let me know when that's happening. I love some early access to pick up
I was,
some of
I was gonna
those.
say, you said the right things for Sensei when you said NFTs there.
Yeah,
And
I
so
do
yeah,
think
guys, please do go submit those designs. Let's get these NFTs out there.
Hey, so I have a question though. So, like, let's say you guys make this staking pool, right? Where are you guys going to get the rewards? Are you guys going to pull them from the 7 that we put into, back into the rewards pool? Or are you going to pull like 2 from that to put into the staking pool? How would that work?
Look, that's something that still has not been decided yet. Honestly, in open transparency, this is something that we're still mulling over. We're at the very beginning stages of introducing a concept like that to our protocol. What I can assure you is once we have the actual tokenomics of it figured out and we have something ready to share to the public, we will of course be sharing it to the public.
Man, this is getting better as the time goes on. I mean, this has been a very exciting 30 minutes. Disappointed. Do you have anything else before we bring up some people from our audience? We have some questions already.
No,
let
I
me
mean,
know.
I kind of snuck up here. I feel bad. I kind of, got ahead of people.
No,
So no,
dude, you're all
I'll
good.
let people do their justice, and I'll head back down. Thank you, guys, and thank you, Nyla.
Uh,
Thank you, Preacher.
You're welcome. Pleasure to
Steve,
be here, man.
he's got admin access. He's got the keys to the whole server, so he can come and go as what he wants to do. So, all right, we got 3 people with questions already. We're gonna bring them up 2. Let's go in order. Justonian, my friend, you are first. What do you have for us? Maybe your mic's not working right now. We might need to go to my sugar while you get that figured out. Oh, I think
You
you're there.
there?
Can you guys hear me or no? Because I can't hear
Yes,
shit.
We can hear
Right
you
on.
loud and clear.
What you got,
All
brother?
right, word. So, basically, my question is in regards to the strong staking pools where you stake strong in order to for like the validator nodes. Do you have plans to do something like that where you guys have these staking pools for validator nodes, and then you would stake Thor to generate yield?
So that's a fantastic question. I just basically let the cat out of the bag, letting you know that staking is absolutely a priority in the future. We're still figuring it out. I wish I had a perfect dedicated answer for you right now. I don't. But I can assure you that our staking protocol and the way that we are going to be staking out the Thor tokens is going to be modeled after try and true methods. And we know what works. We plan for it to be very beneficial to the overall protocol. Once we have that on hand, we will certainly be announcing it.
We're really good about getting things out of people in this channel, so don't it's all good. We are really excited about what you guys are developing. My sugar, what you got for us? You got a question?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
You always have good questions. I'm
All right.
excited about this. Lay it on us.
Unfortunately, I only have one right now. Your guys' strong suit seems to be that transparency factor. On your guys' financial website, the Thor.financial, you have like a portfolio portion of that website. Are you guys going to include all the different purchases you've made? And as a suggestion, would it also be possible if you guys also include how many votes went into that project choice? So people can see not only the address that you guys have taken for the purchase, but also the votes. So people just see that extra level of transparency.
Well,
Is that
you
possible?
you weren't kidding, Sensei, when you said he has good questions. That is a fantastic question. So as of now, our treasury is already public. It's public on the domain treasury.thor.financial. So you can see, where we've invested in and where the current protocol holdings are. We are currently in the process of redesigning our website and our D app. That is absolutely in the books. That's what we're looking to do. We want to flush out the treasury page as well to be able to include on the specific votes that the Asgardians played for each protocol, as well as announcing results from the votes. So not everything is going to have to be centralized within the Discord server. Obviously, we're new and we're developing this out. But yeah, fantastic question, and absolutely to everything that you just said there. We are looking to make it more transparent and more open and easy to understand for people who may not be familiar with Discord or on our Discord.
Yeah, definitely.
My sugar, when you have another question, you come right back up here because I love your questions, man. You bring the fire. So let me know when you got another one. We'll get you back up here. Let's see here. Turth, what you got for us?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Cool. Yeah, I just wanted to, I guess, know like your opinion on investing in like a stable coin like yield farm or something just to back that up as like a safe bet type of thing.
Look, I'm a big lover of diversification, right? Our first investment as a treasury was made into the Wonderland DAO. Our second investment is being made into a node protocol, Strong. So stay tuned to what our third and fourth investments are going to be made into. We're not looking to just have investments in DAOs. We're not looking to pool our treasury resources into one specific niche of projects, because as we've seen lately on the market, the entire DAO industry can go down, and that would obviously affect the treasury's runway to be able to continuously give out rewards to our investors. So diversification is key. Yield farms for stable coins, I'm thinking Anchor or something like that. Absolutely. That is on the horizon. And, for you, I would highly recommend, get a node, get verified, and keep your eyes open for the voting.
Cool, thanks. And like I had one more question was, like if we are all like investments for the treasury going to be through a vote or something? Because my only concern was that as we kind of the project kind of grows and stuff, there's a lot of people who I guess aren't as informed of the different projects around. Like even for me, like for the second vote, I didn't know like a couple of projects, so I was a little hesitant on what to vote for. So like going forward, like will it all just be us, like the people who are invested, choosing? Because we might not have like the knowledge that some other people might.
Absolutely. And, that's the beautiful thing about having a huge community like we have in Asgard that's continuing to grow here is we have a wide variety of knowledge bases within our investors. Our priority here is to be open and to allow decentralized, sorry, to essentially decentralize the selection of investments that the protocol takes. So, that comes with the good and bad. That comes with the informed and uninformed. We are really looking to educate people and to give people a wider breadth of information on the actual market itself. So I'm expecting as time goes on and as we continue to build up our more knowledgeable investor base, they'll be able to really be able to lead the votes on what protocols we enter. Having said that, none of the protocols that we've put to vote are bad. So realistically, any of the four choices in the last two votes would have been successful and good for the protocol overall. But for us, it's really important to give the community the voice to be able to dictate what the treasury enters into and what the treasury exits from. And that comes with both negatives and positives. From my perspective, the positives far outweigh the negatives.
I think too, guys, would be a good idea too. If you have future votes, maybe give a rundown of the projects that you guys are looking to invest in, right? What are the two choices, right? Give a little bit of backstory on what the projects are that us node holders can click and just maybe read a couple paragraphs of what this actually is, what it does, and why you guys chose it as one of the options. I think that would help give you guys even more clarity for people that maybe don't know what Strong Block is or Time Wonderland or what have you.
Sensei, I feel like you're in my head right now. Yes, you nailed it. That's exactly what we're looking to go do for moving forward. I'm actually looking to do a write-up on every option for every Treasury vote moving forward. Just for people like you, Tirth, who may not, have the most experience in DeFi or even in crypto as a whole, to make an educated decision.
Beautiful. That's what we need, brother. Tirth, did you have any other questions, my friend, before I bring on Kassarian?
No, that was all. Cool. Thanks, man.
All right, thank you. Kassarian, what's up, my friend? What kind of questions do you have for our Thor team here?
Hey, thanks for doing this. I'm just curious about the 6,100 or 6,200% APY that you list. You think about a project like Strongblock, that's nowhere near that APY. So I guess, is that just kind of an arbitrary starting number to get some excitement, or is there some type of numeric calculation behind that APY number?
Nope. Now, luckily, we have very gifted development members who have run the APY numbers and the tokenomics side of it to give us a more reasonable estimate. Now, when you look at specific projects, promising a specific APY yield, you got to remember that that's one protocol. So that one protocol can face ups and downs, and that really limits the ceiling to where that APY comes from. When we act as a treasury and we can enter and exit in and be able to have that maneuverability between multiple protocols, obviously the overall market plays an effect in it, but it allows us to be able to generate higher yields from being able to be very mobile with our entrances and exits and being able to diversify our holdings across multiple different DeFi protocols.
Okay, thanks. I just had a follow up there. How big do you guys see your team getting, and do you think Thor's going to eventually dominate this space? I mean, all of us are chasing different, nodes and all this passive income, and it would be nice to see someone rise to the top and be comfortable with them. I'm just curious the differentiation factor that Thor offers investors.
Look, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't absolutely convinced that we will become the dominant protocol in this space. I'm absolutely convinced of that, simply for the transparency and the maneuverability that we've already done in this short period of time. Without a question in my mind, we know that we're doing things right. We've looked at the other protocols and we've looked at the other DeFi projects, and a lot of other protocols like to do talking rather than showing. And I'm a big believer in showing rather than talking. So I talk us up a big game, but I think our performance on the market and I think our treasury investments that you can see for yourself speak for ourselves.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, man, for your questions. We appreciate you. And I told you my sugar would be back. I mean, he's always gonna come back with questions. My sugar, what you got?
Well, you brought up the suggestion that I was thinking with the little blurbs of each project as you guys engage with them. One of my questions is, from what I've observed on your guys' Discord, you have the choice of 4 options that you guys curate. Will you guys be curating that with 4 options every single time, or will there be, I don't know, almost like a gauntlet that different projects can go through, almost like a tournament, through a build-up period where you guys then find 4 options, and that's done through like community choice?
Great question. I mean, yeah, you have great questions, Sugar. So, as Tirth brought up, not everybody within a protocol is necessarily super educated on different protocols. So that's the reason we like to provide 4 different options, and these are options that we have done a lot of research into and are very familiar with. We know that they're going to produce returns for our investors. Having said that, future protocols and future projects, we are always open to to talking with them. If we can confirm the validity of them, and let's say we could build, a list of 15, 20 of them, I would love the concept of doing a gladiator tournament and allowing our community to choose among them. Obviously, we just don't want to be in a position where we're including less than ideal protocols in the options to be voted for. We just don't want to open up our community to accidentally shooting themselves in the foot.
Definitely. Another thing. So you guys are jumping into strong block. How are you guys going to be approaching gas fees on your end, or can you not comment on that?
No, we can comment on that,
Okay.
brother. We wouldn't be transparent if we couldn't, right? So there's a reason why we have a 10% claim tax. That 10% claim tax allows us to be maneuverable, and to deal with incoming taxes or fees that the Treasury would incur entering or exiting a position within a DeFi protocol. So obviously, ETH is an extremely expensive chain to operate on, but we are. But luckily with the claim tax itself, it does allow us to cover out those costs without eating into the Treasury at all.
All right, fantastic. I didn't know that. Great.
Do you have
All
anything
right,
else?
that's all my questions for now. I'll just raise my hand.
Hey, Sugar.
if I have
Hey,
to.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Please shoot me DMs with any questions you got in the future, even after this AMA. All right. I want to make you're a smart guy, and I'd like to keep you informed on what we're doing and where we're at.
Will do. Thanks.
Thank you, my sugar. All right, we got Zala Music. What's up, Zala?
Hey, howdy guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I can hear you.
Thank you guys for having me up here. So straight to the point, I kind of wanted to ask you guys about, I see that investing in Strong Block is obviously something you guys mentioned publicly now. That's something you guys are wanting to do. Have you considered, or do you have plans to roll out something in the lines of offering the community level tiered NFTs to kind of help govern the system as well with you guys? So,
Yeah,
hey, I
I actually brought that. No, it's okay, brother. It's all good. So I actually brought that up, a few minutes ago. We have just introduced NFTs to the protocol. We have looked at the strong model NFTs, and we're a big fan of that. Obviously, with the Matic rollout for strong NFT owners, we're given access preemptively to be able to make nodes on that chain. We're looking at that very, very, very intently, and we're looking to take some of the best ideas from that and apply that to Thor.
Awesome, thank you guys. I'm sorry if I missed it, but yeah,
Oh,
great.
you're all good.
There's
Thank
nothing
y'all
to be
very much.
sorry about.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're all
let's
learning here.
get it clear.
You're all good,
All
my
right,
friend.
thank you guys.
Thank you, man. And then, hey, Gum, I know you're wanting to speak. I gave you the permission. You just got to click the little green button at the top so you can come on the stage so you can ask your question. And then we have Risk Runner coming on here too. All right, Gum figured it out. He's here. Gum, what you got?
Thank you for having me on the call. I really appreciate it. I just really have questions regarding where can we see the Treasury holding? And second question, why don't I see the Thor, Discord, and Telegram channel on the Twitter website?
Well, so if you go over to the DApp on the Thor DApp, you have access to the Discord there. We are setting up a Telegram. I'll be completely honest, I'm not a fan of Telegram. It's a pretty cesspool platform that's kind of completely overrun by self-promoters and scammers. But obviously, people who like Telegram, we want to be able to offer them a community there as well. So we're looking into that. As for the actual Treasury question that you asked, so if you go over to our Discord, we have the link posted there in the official links channel. It's simply treasury.thor.financial. You'll be able to see our Treasury live there.
Perfect. Thank you so much. One last question. Recently, the ring node was hacked. So what are the precautions you are taking that it will not get hacked? And what
So-
else? Yeah.
Sorry. So we launched with some genius devs. We launched with the patch. We can't go into complete detail on what the exploit was for Ring. But Preacher at the very beginning of this AMA did go into some detail about what the exploit allowed the bad actors to do. We launched with those already patched. It's essentially, it all boils down to having some additional safeguards and precautions in the node manager contract itself. So while I won't lie, we have had some bugs here at the very beginning. We've been going through one by one anybody who's had issues claiming or setting up a node on the DApp or anything like that. But we ensured that when we launched, we were exploit free. So we haven't had the same negative effects that maybe other projects have faced.
Thank you so much. I think I'm good. Really nice to hear all the things what you guys are doing. Appreciate it.
Always,
Thank you,
man.
John. Yeah, thank you for your questions, man. You have a wonderful day. It was nice to have
Come
your questions.
Come join us in Asgard.
Yeah, there you go. The Discord. Go join the Discord. Risk Runner, what you got?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Hey, man. Now, first of all, I want to express my gratitude. You've been doing an amazing job in being transparent. I think you guys are doing exactly what this space needs right now. So, to my question, do you guys have any intentions to use the Treasury funds to invest in improving the team, or using the Treasury funds to invest in more marketing strategies?
Well, it covered in our tokenomics actually is out of the 10 Thor, 2 of them go towards our marketing team. So it's both marketing and development team to develop out the team, compensate everyone, as well as to get the protocol working more and more efficiently. So luckily, we don't need to borrow from the Treasury for anything to do with Thor's protocol. The Treasury is exclusively there to invest in and provide returns to our investors.
Great. It keeps getting better and better, man. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Super proud of you.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks.
Nice. It does keep getting better and better. And then, hey guys, when you're done with your questions, there's a little on the bottom. There's a little person with an arrow next to it. It says move to audience. Just go ahead and click that. That way we can get more people up on the stage. So we got, I think it is Ikikin. I'm bad at reading names like this. So what's your question? What you got for us?
Thanks for having me here. Right. So I just have one question. So would there be anything done to reduce the selling pressure, given that there's only one utility for the Thor tokens, which is only for creating nodes?
Yes. So as I covered in a little bit earlier here, we're looking both at staking options as well as the NFTs. But the whole function and the whole model of our protocol really operates under the returns generated from the Treasury investments. Those returns are used to buy up Thor tokens at market price and to re-add those Thor tokens to our reward pools, kind of creating a self-fulfilling loop, as well as helping to stabilize the price. Obviously, we're still new, and we're coming up with more and more mechanisms in place to encourage people to hold on to their rewards. So we are expecting over time the price to become more and more stable.
All right, thanks.
Do you have another question, my friend, or is that it? I guess that's it.
I guess
Dabs all day. Listen, brother. Hopefully you are not smoking right now. If you are, there's a little green button at the top there. You want to click that to come on the stage and you can ask your questions. There you go, man. You found it. And then also, guys, if there's anybody else that wants to ask a question, just raise your hand and we'll bring you up so you can ask. Okay, Dabs, what you got?
Yo, what up, Milok? Yeah, I just had a question about voting. Are you guys going to make it eventually to where, when we vote on where the Treasury funds go, the amount of nodes that you have means that you have more weight on your vote? Because I feel like this would, make people want to compound and reduce selling pressure, and so that their vote has more weight into the system.
Fantastic question. So, as we've been bringing out the protocol, our priority was to allow our community to vote in to vote in the use of our Treasury as soon as possible. So that's the reason we have it through a Discord mechanism right now. As we're building out the new D app, when you connect your wallet, we are planning on allowing voting to happen directly on the D app. And obviously votes would be weighted to the amount of nodes a person has. We want to allow the people most invested in the Thor protocol to be able to have the most say on the next investment our Treasury makes.
That is awesome. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
very
you, Devs.
welcome.
And then I have a quick question too before we get plus Q on up here. You guys only go to 100 in your wallet. I am knocking on the door of 100. So do I have to just create a second wallet, or are you guys going to be allowing us to create more than 101?
Well, I don't have the answer of that specifically right now. The problem is really with a UI issue. Once you add a stupid amount of nodes to a single wallet, it slows the entire your computer down. It slows the network down. It creates some issues and some bottlenecks that we don't want our investors to experience. Right now, I would highly recommend setting up that second wallet. Just that second MetaMask tab wallet there for yourself. And obviously, just as what we did with the gas when we made the nodes, because we've worked the gas and we've gotten it more efficient. To the gas to create a node has gone from about $15 to about 50 cents. We're looking to do a very similar process on the amount of nodes to allow theoretically unlimited amount of nodes to be made with one wallet. Obviously, that is something that is in the works and may not be around for a little while. We want to make sure that if and when that's released, it's released properly and is working functionally. So right now, I would highly recommend just make a second wallet. But congratulations on your 100 nodes. That's pretty darn impressive.
Yeah, I'm 94 right now, but tomorrow I'll be right at that 100 mark. So I found you guys the day you guys came out, so we got a really good team here, and so we were able to find really good projects right as they're dropping. So we got Plus Q. What's up, Plus Q? What you got?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So first of all, I don't know your name, but you are killing it with this AMA. You are doing an excellent job. I mean, it's great. Anyway, so moving on to my first question, are you looking to do some off-chain investments?
Are you talking like physical real world assets?
Yes, absolutely that.
I'll be completely honest. I love that idea. Now I actually have a background prior to getting into crypto in real estate. I owned a property management company. I have my whole network outside of crypto is in real estate. I have some great ideas for income producing assets that we could potentially buy as a treasury, and use the revenues generated from those to funnel back into the rewards pool. There are regulatory issues with that. There's specific localities and there's laws that we need to focus and follow at that point. So yes, short answer, yes. I love the idea of diversifying the treasury holdings to both on-chain and off-chain assets. But that's going to happen once we have the logistics of that figured out and to ensure that we're complying with any kind of regulatory permissions.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Okay, to my next question. I mean, I've not been in crypto for long, but looking at how nodes as a service is the thing right now, I was wondering, has it ever occurred to you that Thor could create, let's say, a new category for nodes that could reward people, not just with Thor tokens, but with some other nodes token as well? Especially, you mentioned Strong, and I think you have some great admiration for them. Now, at some point in the future, is it possible? This is crypto, I mean, anything is possible. Are we ever going to see a situation or a kind of product where you invest in a node, but then you get two different nodes as your reward? For instance, a part of Strong and then a part of Thor. Is that something that's crossed your mind before? I'm just curious, by the way.
It's a great question. Now, that's the reason it's very important for us to, really start to form some strategic alliances with other high performing and honest and transparent DeFi as a service protocols. Obviously, for us to be able to offer a non-native token as any form of rewards, we would have to have a dedicated partnership in place with them. We'd have to have a reward pool of those tokens to be able to provide those. So, I mean, look, it's a great idea. I love it. Certainly, as time goes on and we become more and more solidified in this market, I am sure that is a possibility on the horizon. But I wouldn't be able to give you a definite answer, yes or no, yet.
Yeah, guys, and so everyone's aware. So right, like strong nodes, right? If you have, let's say, 10 strong nodes, each strong node's still paying out about 2.7 and some change a month. Even if you have 10 nodes, you're really only looking at 30 tokens a month or something like that. So there's not going to be a huge pool of tokens for them to give a non-native token out. So I don't know if Strong's probably the right one for that, but I do think maybe in the future, if you guys got in early enough in partnership with an upcoming node project, and you guys were able to build out 500 or 1,000 nodes quickly for very cheap, and then those rewards would come in, that's probably something more along the lines of what you could do. But it
You
would
hit
it
the
would
nail
take
on the head.
hundreds of strong nodes. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
no,
would
no.
take
It's like, look, it's Strong is the example because that's just the most
Yeah.
recent vote that our treasury has taken.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, even with the $150,000 that we're putting into Strong, the potential rewards on that, if we if we took those rewards and dispersed those to our node owners, would be a truly negligible amount per node.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind. But as I said, making strategic partnerships with other very good and high performing protocols like our own, that's the priority, and that's the reason, as we mentioned power, a little bit before, we're looking into those kind of options as well. We really want to create a really solid ecosystem of projects that work in synergy with each other.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Sounds
I plus,
like-
do you have
sounds
another
like
question?
good.
You
Oh.
good?
No, not at the moment. Let me just enjoy and listen.
You got it, brother. Hey, do me a favor. Head back down to the audience when you can. If you have another question, I'll bring you back up. I think the next person here was is it Sugar's back, or is it just still Mike? I can't remember who was first. I guess Sugar. Why don't you knock us out with another question, and then we'll get Mike.
Hit me, Sugar.
Okay. So you were talking about a little bit earlier about weighted votes. Now, on your guys' side, are you guys going to have two lists where you see the best how should I word it? Will you guys have the results in terms of weighted results, and will you guys be also having where did all the most votes go to? Does that make sense?
I mean, look, use the wallet for example here. You can have a maximum of 100 nodes. So in a weighted vote scenario, right? Each node could operate as its own vote. So obviously, the more nodes you have, the more voting power you have. From the back end, we are able to see, individual votes as well as weighted votes. And that would be something that, I would be, there'd be no reason for both of those metrics not to be made publicly available post vote. So one would be, oh, this is the weighted vote and this is what the treasury will be entering in next, but here's how all the individual votes broken down.
Okay, awesome. The other thing is you guys were talking about real estate or not real estate, but real world assets as possible options for Thor nodes in the future. Is talent going to be considered in those?
I'm sorry, what do you mean by talent?
So something like athletes or
yeah. I mean, that's certainly on the horizon. I let the cat out of the bag about the real world assets. That's something that's still in very, very early stages and very much preliminary. The whole purpose and the whole function of having, treasury stored assets off chain is to really hedge us against any kind of market conditions. The whole priority here is to build a long lasting, viable protocol that can generate returns no matter what the market conditions are. So diversifying inside, outside, off chain, in chain, as well as the off chain investments also being diversified to be to not fall victim to those market conditions is the priority. As we firm up the actual details and the logistics of it, that will be made public, and more than likely that will also be something that is publicly voted on. We try not to make any unilateral decisions without the express permission and votes from our community.
Gotcha. Fantastic. The next, this will be my last question. Are you guys going to incorporate the reflections mechanic at any point in your guys' projects?
That has not been spoken about, and I'll be completely honest. I'm not a fan of the reflections mechanic. Historically speaking, we see projects that do the reflections consistently go down in value. What it does is it creates a whole lot of sell pressure. The people who enter those reflection token projects at the very beginning make a lot of money. The people who enter it in about midline, maybe break even, and the people who entered in at the end always lose money. That's kind of where the pattern of all these reflection token projects have gone. So I wouldn't say never, but it would have to be something that has a really solidified fundamentals, so we can be confident that it's going to produce a return for the Treasury.
Yeah, definitely. I was just curious if you guys were trying to incorporate a bunch of different mechanics from different projects that you've observed over
More
the.
mechanics is a more stable protocol, and that is our number one priority.
Definitely. All right. Thank you.
All right, my sugar. Thank you so much for all the questions. Mike, what you got, Mike?
Hey. Good to hear from you guys. How's everybody doing?
We're doing fantastic, Mike. How are you doing?
Going good, Michael.
So good.
Going good.
So good. I wanted to ask a question, kind of looking toward the past of this, the past week. I know we've got a lot going from the future from a lot of these questions. I want to kind of look back. I think we can all agree that the trend of nodes in this space over the past month has been quick, and there's been a lot of things that have gone right and a lot of things that have gone wrong. And in my opinion, I think Thor is one of the top in terms of just making their changes quickly and with purpose. And that really impresses me about this. But I kind of wanted to gauge from you as somebody who works very high up in it, without giving, I guess, too much away about how the sausage is made. What are some of the ways that you folks have been able to innovate and stay on top of this space as it changes so fast, even within the past week or two?
I would really point it towards our community. That's the beautiful thing about having someone like me on this project. The developers on this project are really, really amazing. They understand smart contracts. They have a ton of experience, and they're able to execute changes on the fly. Having said that, even a strong protocol is only as strong as the community interaction and the community behind it. That's the reason you see me so active in the chats all the time. I'm taking all of the best ideas and any issues that the communities are having directly back to the developers, and allowing the developers to dedicate their time on continuously improving the protocol rather than having to deal with the community side of it. I'm not going to lie, I'm not a developer myself. I'm a community guy. So I think, being able to have both sides work in tandem there, that's what produces the best results for the protocol overall.
Solid. Cool. That's all from me.
Thank you for the question, brother.
Thanks, Mike. Great question. Nick, did you have a question for our team up here? Did you want to come up here and just bless us with your presence? What's going on?
Yeah. Just see my pretty face, flex a bit. No. Question for Nylock, actually. I was super intrigued with the NFT competition going on. What is the timeline? And speaking to transparency, is the winner going to be decided by community vote, or is this an internal decision?
We haven't firmed up that decision. If it's up to me, and I have a feeling it probably will be up to me on this, it will be done via community vote. I'm going to make a specific channel just for the entries, and I'm going to allow the community to vote on the specific entries, just like how we voted from the use of our protocol. As for the NFT side of itself, we really like the strong model. We're a big fan of owning an NFT to not only help out the Treasury and the protocol itself, but for that NFT to produce additional rewards and generate additional income for node owners. It's a very interesting idea, and it's been shown to work. So that's something that we're looking to bring in as well. As for the close of the contest, as I said when I made the announcement, we really want to give an opportunity to everybody in the community to enter it in, because I'm expecting the prize to be pretty substantial for the winner, because they're going to be receiving a perpetual royalty based off sale tax. So we want to give everyone a fair shot to be able to enter it, and more than likely have the community vote on what will become the Thor NFT.
For sure, yeah. Just finding out about this, but yeah, I'm gonna get my artist on it, and then we're gonna enter and hopefully see what the community comes up with. There's been quite a few amazing submissions already.
Oh, I've been looking through them every day. It's giving me a lot of energy just to look at them. There's some really cool ones there, but obviously everyone needs to be able to have an opportunity at this. Everybody in Asgard is welcome in Asgard, and everyone needs to have a chance to be able to win. To enter if they want to enter.
For sure. And I don't want to pry too much, but do you have any idea what that perpetual could look like, or is that a conversation with the devs?
It's a conversation with the devs, so I wouldn't be able to give a specific number. What I can tell you, though, is we will be announcing 24 hours prior to the submissions being closed for the NFT competition, and I do plan on within that announcement having the actual breakdowns of what the winner can expect percentage-wise of the royalties. Obviously, on this AMA right now, I'm not going to be able to give you a specific number, but stay tuned to announcements. And once we announce the closing of the contest, the percentage will be made public.
Beautiful. Thank you guys for having me up here.
Always.
All right, Nicholas. Thank you, sir. Maximus. And then
Hello,
Dabs
can you
all
hear
day
me?
is back too. One second, Dabs, you got to hit that green button again, my friend.
Too much dabs.
Maximus hit the wrong button, but
where's Maximus?
yeah, Maximus is coming back. Hold on, Dabs. I'm glad you found that button again. But Maximus is first. What you got, Maximus?
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, just want to say I found you guys based on, there's so many forks recently, and I just want to say, you guys are the first movers in terms of differentiating yourselves, with your investments, actually, putting money into these different services, and that's what sort of enticed me to invest with you guys. So yeah, you guys have been really great with your transparency. Just a question from my side on, potential. You talked about rewarding existing node holders. You talked about, keeping the price stable. Is there any kind of, thoughts on allowing people with more nodes to sort of compound cheaper? Because this will kind of help reduce the selling pressure of people with loads of nodes. They'd be able to compound cheaper and basically help the price as well. So is there any kind of thoughts around that?
That's a great question. Yes, we have had a couple internal dialogues about that. Obviously, we're not quite at the stage to be able to release actual tokenomics on how that would work. We need to, once again, the priority of the protocol is sustainability. So we need to ensure that whatever discounts are given for compounding nodes, especially at the higher end of it, is done with longevity in mind. Having said that, sorry. Having said that, node owners. Oh, I'm sorry. I've just lost my train of thought. To be completely honest, could you just repeat?
It's all good. It's all good,
could you just repeat the last part of that question again?
Yeah, it's basically just talking about rewarding, people who invested, at the start.
I'm sorry. It's just. Okay, it's just hit me again here. What we are looking to do is we're looking to make the compounding process a lot easier, right? So potentially, we're looking into the possibility of being able to auto compound, and especially when we offer in the staking the staking side of things, we'd like to be able to have an easy process for people within the DApp to not have to necessarily pay a 10% claim tax and just be able to roll over the rewards into another node.
Cool, thank you. Just one last quick question for me. So
sure.
I missed the actual discounts. So those seven tokens discount that you guys had. Is there any kind of promotions in the future like this? Because whenever these kind of protocols make these discounts, loads of number of nodes, people buy up loads in one time, and often like people miss being able to get in a cheaper token. So is there any kind of like more? What I'd like to see is more transparency and more time given and notice given to people so that they might be able to buy in cheaper in the future. So
I totally get that. Now running the discounts itself does knock the treasury a little bit, right? Because the tokenomics are built on a 10 token offering into the protocol to generate that node initially. So, you know, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. I love the feedback on maybe potential, you know, advanced notice of sales or discounts that may be coming down the pipeline. You know, I'm also thinking about potentially setting up a community calendar. So, you know, the different things that we have working, you know, in the works, the community will be able to see, you know, when potential and planned release dates for those are. You know, so that's a great question, and you know, that's given me something to think about.
All right, thank you guys.
Very welcome.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
brother. Appreciate the question. And then we got Dabs All Day to give us our final question. What's up, Dabs All Day? What you got, brother?
All right. So I know we're not there yet, but let's say that we're hitting near the amount of tokens that's available because of the number of nodes. Does the team have any plans on what to do moving forward from there? Similar to, you know, what Strong is doing with creating that ETH pool where you can stake your tokens and get ETH 2.0?
Well, that's the reason I've talked about so much about the potential, you know, what we're looking to do with staking side on the Thor protocol. You know, the staking is not just there to, you know, alleviate some of the sell pressure, but it's also there to ensure that our reward pools are stocked up, and we'll continuously have rewards to disperse out to our node owners. More information on that will be made public once we have things a little more firmed up.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Dabs. Guys, I just have to say I do, you know, four or five AMAs a week, and this has probably been my favorite one so far in past recent times. You guys have come out with a project. You guys are doing everything right. You guys are out there talking with the community, and I mean, you guys are my number one pick as far as where I'm launching nodes right now. So I am very, very bullish on Thor at this moment. So I just want to say congratulations on your project. And did you guys have anything you'd like to say in closing? Any kind of final remarks? Anything you'd like to say to the community? Any more alpha we can get out of you? Anything else?
I do actually. I have the one announcement that we had up our sleeve for this AMA.
Let's get it.
While the AMA has been going live here, their developers have been working very hard. We have now officially pushed out our new website and our new D app. So congratulations, guys! It's no longer as you know, the more ugly, you know, process of what it was before. It's a much more streamlined now, and you should be able to see your rewards clocking up in real time.
Spicy! I'm on the new website. It looks good. I mean, I'll be honest. I knew what this looked like before the AMA, but it looks good, guys. You guys have done a hell of a job with only 5 days out. You guys have done so much. It's truly incredible. Preacher, did you have anything you'd like to say in closing, Mr. Head Developer, the guy who knows all?
I think Nilo covered everything. Like he has been amazing, and he covered everything. I just want to say that we have a lot of things going on. We have a lot of plans for the protocol, and we're also looking at other protocols, and we are trying to innovate and as first movers, and we try to like always improve the protocol and make it easier for everyone to be a part of.
Thank you, brother. No, we appreciate all your hard work, and I know you're busy behind the scenes making sure that this project is going to stay at the #1 spot. Nilok, did you have anything else that you want to say before we end today?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, Sensei, for this opportunity. I've been wanting to do a Q&A and an AMA for a while now, and it's fantastic that you invited us over here onto the Kryptonair server. You know, everyone who has any interest in learning more about us, please come on over to the Thor server. I am Loki on there, and I will be communicating with people all day. I'm also planning on hopping over to a voice chat on our server to answer any of our community questions. You know, about 15 minutes after this AMA closes. I just need to take a breather.
I understand that, my friend, and like I said, I just want to congratulate you guys. You guys are doing a great job, and just keep up the good work. You know, your community will be behind you, and Kryptonairs, our community will be behind you guys as well. So appreciate your time today, and looking forward to getting some updates with you guys in the future here. Okay.
Oh, I'll keep you posted, Sensei. You have a great day.
I appreciate. Hey, I'm gonna DM you right after this, after your 15-minute break. I got some questions of my own behind the scenes, but I appreciate everybody that was listening. If If you guys want more AMAs like this, we do multiple a week. The Thor team's been fantastic. What a great project. Congratulations, guys. And we'll talk to you very soon.
Thanks so much.
All right, guys. Cheers.
Thank you, guys.